everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm going to talk about how you could have success with live shows. I see a lot of people that question how they could have success with live shows and how they can bring in consistent sales. Some people say that, even in their silent shows they can't seem to get people in and engage and purchase, and sometimes even if you're live on a camera it's hard to get sales as well. So I'm going to give you some tips that are going to help you bring in those sales if you do live shows, and hopefully this is helpful for you. Okay, so the first thing that's going to really help you with those live sales is creating a show listing that you can keep at the top of your closet and mark it not for sale, and then make sure that you say like this listing to be notified when I'm live. And people that are searching your closet can then like that listing, and it works the same as any other listing in your closet. So if that item is being run in a live show, people that have liked that item will be notified that you are live. And I actually have a show listing at the top of my closet, and I'll insert it here to give you an example of what it looks like. And I have, I think, around 150 people that have liked that listing. And so I'm able to run that in the show, and 150 people are notified when I go live every single time. And now I continue to get people that like the item over time, so it's not going to just be 150 people, but it's kind of like a tried and true way to kind of start off the show, just kind of get those people in that have favorited your closet to come and shop again. And I've noticed that when I run that show listing, I actually get a bunch of people that have liked the listing before that come back to my show because they're notified that I'm live. Another great way to get people to come back to your closet is I like to go through my recent buyers from my Posh shows. So I'll go through my recent orders and go to anyone that has purchased through a live show, and I will kind of tag them in the show. And all you have to do to tag them is just put the @ symbol and then their handle. And so again, I don't remember their handles by heart. Actually, I do have a few that I've memorized just because they've been, coming back to my closet over time. But for the most part, I will just kind of go through and type in the handle of the person who has purchased recently, and that will kind of bring them into the show. And then I'll say like, hey, if you're looking for more pieces in this size, I have some more listings. And so that's kind of a good way to get those people that have purchased from you recently to come back, especially if they have given you a good rating on their inventory and they said that they want to come back to a future show. This is just a great way to get them engaged and coming back. Now, when it comes to actually being live, you want to make sure that you're being engaging. So especially if you are doing a silent show, it's more important to be engaging. And how you can be engaging if you're doing a silent show is maybe one, you can play some music in the background. You're not actually going to be live on the camera, but you can still do audio or something like that. So if you're going to play music, or maybe you want to talk through your listings even though they can't see you, doing something like that will help just make it more engaging for people. But then the next thing that you can do is also just welcome buyers into your show. You can see in the top corner, I think it's the top left corner, who's like entering, and you can kind of tag them and say like, welcome to the show, let me know if you see anything you are looking for, or you can kind of comment in your own show, let me know what sizes you are looking for. And I generally think when there's more comments going, the more people that are going to actually join your show, because it kind of helps like that, it kind of helps your show show up in the feeds. And the more engaging and the more people that are commenting and purchasing, the more likely you are to have people keep coming in. So I actually recommend, copying and pasting a sentence that says, welcome in everyone, what sizes are you looking for today, or let me know if you're looking for anything specific, or things like that. And I just copy and paste that throughout the show, every couple of listings. I think that helps you get going in a show, and it helps you get more, eyes on your show. I also think it's really important to have those people that are in your show press that like button while you're live. It kind of helps that, it's one of those things where it's like so silly because it's like, what does that even really mean? But it's just kind of a way for Poshmark to know that your show is active and that people like your show. So if you want to kind of like let the show members know, like if you like this show, make sure you hit that button. Or, if you want to show your support, hit that button, things like that. That will also help you stay really engaged and get those people coming into your show. The next thing that's really important is to use those show tags. So make sure that you're putting things that people are looking for. Maybe you have a very trendy style right now, or maybe you have a lot of summer pieces that you're trying to sell, or maybe you have like really clearance items that you have low starts that you can do. Make sure you're using those style tags appropriately and to the best that you possibly can, and that will actually help you bring in more sales and bring in more success. I've also seen a lot of people ask, like, does the show listing matter? Like, what do I normally put as the show listing? And I normally put a picture of me holding up a Poshmark package, but a lot of people will put like a specific thing that says sale, or like they'll put like their most valued item that they're gonna show in their sale, or they're gonna put a picture of themselves. I don't know if it really matters 100%, but definitely make sure that you're putting something that is related to Poshmark. Don't just put something random, because I don't think that's going to help you bring in those people to your show. And the next thing that's really important is to make sure that you actually have pieces that people will want. Make sure you have sizes that people will want. And I think this is important because I feel like a lot of the times people go to live shows specifically wanting a certain size, and I've gotten comments myself that are like, do you have this size? And I might not. So that's going to kind of push those people away immediately. So you want to make sure that you have a variety of sizes and a variety of different kinds of pieces, and that will help you cover all your grounds when it comes to people shopping your show. The next tip that will really help you is sharing your show to Facebook groups or social media or things like that. Share it to your friends, to your family, anyone, because the more people you can get in your show, the better. So I always take the link of my show, which you can copy while you're live, and you can click copy link, and then you can post it to any social media. I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups. I can also post it to other places as well. But the more you post it and the more you get it out there that you are live, the better you're gonna be. And the next thing that's really important with live shows, especially if you are doing silent shows, it's important to make sure that you have clear and detailed pictures, because they're not seeing the description right away. They're only seeing the pictures and the listing price. So if you are going to be auctioning something off and they can't really tell what the picture is, or the picture is not very clear, they're not going to want to purchase, especially if you auction it for a short amount of time. So make sure that your pictures are very clear. Make sure your listing measurements are in those pictures, and make sure that any flaws or anything are detailed and laid out for them in the listing photos. Otherwise, they're probably not going to want to bid on the item. Another great tip that you can do for live shows to really get people to come back is offer like giveaways or freebies or things like that. Now, I've never done this myself, but I do know a lot of other sellers that do, and they have a lot of success doing it. And so you can kind of like, go through like 10 purchases, and then you can add them to a wheel, and then you spin the wheel, and then whoever wins gets to purchase some, or gets to win a freebie. But there's great ways to kind of go about offering off things, and you can kind of say like the more you buy, the more likely you will to win a freebie, kind of like that, to get people to really purchase. So there are a lot of ways that you can get people to come back and purchase from you. But again, if you're going to do those freebies, make sure it's worth people's time, and make sure it's something that somebody will actually want, because a lot of the times people don't just want random stuff. They want to collect things that are actually of value. Okay, so I think that is actually all the tips I'm going to give today on live shows. If there are any tips that you have when you are doing live shows that you think are going to help other people have a lot of success on the platform doing live shows, then comment those down below. So many people are always struggling with live shows, and I feel like it's so important to make sure that you're following these things, and also just being consistent, because I find that when I'm consistent with live shows, meaning I do them consistently, so every night or every Friday night or whatever it is, I have more luck. But I know a lot of people don't have that kind of schedule where they can do that. So if you have any tips that you want to give to another seller that is trying to get started with live shows, or maybe they're just trying to find their groove when it comes to live shows, definitely put those tips down below, and it could help somebody else out immensely. If you want to see another video on tips that are going to help you have success on the platform, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on maybe my bread and butter brands that I sell on Poshmark that I swear by, that are going to be easy for you to find in your thrift stores, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.